Has come up to join me.
Here we go!
Thank you.
Yeah. Where do you give a
All right, thank you so much for being here with us on this gorgeous night. There are a few places I would rather be in the world right now than in Eugene, my hometown. And we are going to do a couple songs now that were recorded here and first released here in Eugene before anywhere else in the world. There are two songs that I wrote, and we brought, as you can see, a new member onto the stage. This is Daniel Gallo come to join us for a couple original tunes from Butterfly Blue, my newest CD that's out now that features a lot of these guys up here on the stage, actually. We'll have those after the show, although it's kind of going to close up as soon as we're done, so you'll want to rush the stage and, don't, do anything crazy. But we'll have them for sale. So we're going to do Yellow Bird for you first. A yellow bird, she sings and dreams of things she's never seen. And the yellow bird, her wings have never touched the spring rain. Where does such a breezy melody come from if she's never seen the sky? She says she was born with the seed of joy, and it blossoms from the inside. In this seed I find all I need to write the music of my life. Da 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 da. My feathered friend, your cage must drive you to rage sometimes to think that you have aged, staring at nothing but beige walls. She says, our lives are not so different as you would believe. Are in prisons of some kind, tattered by the stories that we weave. I hear her song rising sweet and strong, and I'm lifted by the sound. Living proof of a simple truth. It's in the mind where freedom's found. Oh, we are is made of stardust and sky. We hold the whole world inside. That I've never seen, and a yellow bird, her wings have touched everything. Thank you so much. It's a song called Butterfly. This one's a slow dance number, kind of, if you're aching for that. Never felt so ready to fall it all down, so at home on the cold hard ground. I'm not chasing the sun no more. How I love that light, but it don't help when the nights get long. I'm too tired to right all the wrong I must have done to end up so far gone. But my sweet friend, the angel, you're floating on the wind. Tell me this is not the end. And you say that I just gotta play this game and I'll leave it alive. And someday, all of that can see all the pain and fear was a lie. You gotta die a while to come back, butterfly, butterfly. When it comes to change, all I know is to rage against. It don't matter the cage I'm in, still feels like a home to me. But then the rain comes down and I'm afraid that I'm drowning here. Cover my head, but it's loud enough. There's only one way out. And oh, cruel world, you break me out of all my shells. I guess you know me well. And you say that I just gotta play this game and I'll leave it alive. And someday, all of that can see all the pain and fear was a lie. You gotta die a while to come back, a butterfly. Reaching for the wind, longing to begin again. Butterfly. Thank you so much. Thank you, Daniel Gallo. Special guest on guitar there, and Bill Marsh.
We put the sun down.
Oh, thanks so much to our awesome sound people. This is just great. We love them. They're here every year, and they're just always so wonderful. Thank you so much to these awesome musicians on the stage with me who joined me for this birthday party of sorts. We've got, again, Rob Birdwell over here on trumpet. Edith Schnurr on the saxophone. Matt Treader on piano and keys. Brian West on the drums. Sean Peterson on the bass. William Saiji Marsh on guitar. Thanks to Daniel Gallo on guitar for joining us for a few songs. And Miss Beth Eck, who you have not heard yet, but you will love her. We have one more. Thank you so very much. And there will be CDs after the show if you would like to procure a copy.
Some's got a hold on me, yeah. Oh, it must be love. Oh, something's got a hold on me right now, child. Oh, it must be love. Let me tell you now, I got a feeling, I feel so strange. Everything about me seems to have changed. Step by step, I got a brand new walk. I even sound sweet now when I talk. I say, oh, 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 oh. Something's got a hold on me. Oh, it must be love. Yeah, something's got a hold on me right now, child. Oh, it must be love. Let me tell you now, I got a feeling, I feel so strange. Everything about me seems to have changed. Believe I'd die if I only could. I sure feel strange, but I sure feel good. I said, oh, 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 hey, yeah, oh, it must be love. To me, my heart was heavy, was a misery. I never thought it could be this way. Love said, oh, on me, I said, oh, 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 it must be love. You know, I said it walks like love, walks like you. It talks like love, talks like love. It makes me feel alright. Wonderful 4th of July holiday. Thank you. Thank you.
Leora Spunko. I would like to make a brief mention about the Lane Arts Council First Friday Art Walk. There's a lot of work going into building a more beautiful, vibrant, healthier downtown. And the one thing that stayed consistent for over 20 years is the First Friday Art Walk, thanks to the diligence of the Lane Arts Council.
Ladies, if you
Yes,
could
please stop and give the Lane Arts Council.
Thank you, Isaac. Hi, everyone. I'm Leora Spunko, the Executive Director of Lane Arts Council. Welcome to First Friday Art Walk, Mural Tour, and huge fun concert. What a night. This is awesome. You know, as Isaac said, we've been coordinating the Art Walk for many years. We also do arts education in schools and support artists, and we're really here to support the community, engage the community in the arts. And I know a lot of you are dedicated art workers, you're dedicated art enthusiasts. We really appreciate your support of the arts and all that we're trying to do collaboratively. It's been a heck of a week. I don't know, did some of you guys go to the parade and Sunday Streets last weekend? What a blast! And then we had these incredible muralists here all week. We have this event. Tomorrow night's the Whitaker Block Party. I'm telling you, this town is becoming this incredible arts and culture destination, and it's thanks to the City of Eugene, it's thanks to our partners, it's thanks to people like you. You really love the arts, you care about the arts, you contribute to community events, and we so appreciate you. So give it up, Eugene, for supporting the arts. You know, and the city has done an incredible job bringing these international muralists. So instead of our regular art walk tour, as you may know, we are going to be doing a mural tour. So if you don't have a guide, Jessica and Lewis are around. They'll give you an art walk guide, and inside there's an insert of all the murals that we'll be seeing, and we'll be interviewing these international muralists. They're incredible artists, they're incredible people. You're going to want to hear from them. So follow us along on the tour, and you can also come back here and enjoy the concert. We just want you to have an awesome, awesome night. And all this is really only possible because the City of Eugene so values the arts. So help me thank the City of Eugene and Huge Fun and the 20 by 21 Mural Project for making this happen. Additional sponsors, Eugene Magazine, the Yo Duck Store, and World Pies. Please help me thank those incredible sponsors. Alright, so as you know, every art walk we have a special host, and this host is very knowledgeable. He's actually one of the founders of the 20 by 21 Mural Project, helped connecting us to these international artists. So he's going to lead us on this mural tour, and he's an incredible local community member that has contributed so much to this project. So please help me welcome Paul Godin.
I've been looking at murals over the course of the last week, and how many of you seen little grates with extra little hands coming out of them somewhere around town in the last week? Yeah. Well, I'm pleased that this is the culmination of a year and a couple of months that started last March with a group of 6 people who sat around a table in one of the bars downtown with an idea. And the idea was, in 2021, we're inviting the world to come to Eugene for the World Track Championships. And we wanted the world to come here and see world-class street artists from all over the world on our walls, to build an outdoor art gallery throughout the city that we're going to live in for the next 5 years and maybe beyond. Because we think this is something that once it starts, it's going to keep on rolling. And I am so pleased that for this first festival, we have had a group of 7 artists who are among the world's very best. When we started this project, we said, invite the very best in the world. Not just good, but the very, very best. And they have come. And in fact, looking around, there are artists among you as you walk. Not just the international ones, but some of the folks from Eugene here as well. I know are artists also. More about this wall in a moment. Now, one of the little interesting stories, though, about this particular wall is not on this wall. Because over the course of the week, as Hero was working on this wall, she had messages being sent to her. I want you all to take a look behind you at the library. You see that message? Well, almost every day this week, Hero came to the wall, and there was a different message waiting for her from the folks in the library, cheering her on, applauding her work as it came up. Now here, this wall, no spray paint. Is Hero here? Anywhere? No, Hero's not on the wall. Hero is an Argentinian artist, again based in Spain, like Franco. She does brushwork. When she works in the gallery side, smaller pieces, her main way of doing art is watercolor. And then she translates that to the large walls. And so far in her career, she's been focusing on doing large walls. We invited her because she is one of the strongest female street artists in the world. And I've looked at a lot of them.
Yeah.
If you look at her work, it has a couple of things that tell you this is a Hero piece. You can almost see how that might have been a watercolor. There's a soft palette. It's not these bright colors like you've seen in a lot of the other pieces. She tends to have a subdued palette. But her message always has a metaphor. She tells a story. And one of the things that she does on the small scale is she does almost like a little storybook, where each panel tells part of the story. Anywhere from 2 to 20 little panels that she'll create. Here we've got 4. Can anybody tell me what message they might get from this image? What the theme was that she was working on when she came up with this design?
Housework.
I've got sculpting, I've got housework, I've got plans. What else? Creating life. Working with clay. Now what do you think that person is doing? What are they molding? I guess if you haven't seen the end, you may not know. Because in fact the first panel is kind of confusing. It just looks like a mess, right? A green mess. You get to the end, what do you see there, folks? What's in her hands? A plant. So her theme, when she found out about Kiva and what Kiva does, the connection to the organic farming community, the local art scene, and Oregon, she found out that in Oregon, reforestation, the environment, are incredibly important. She's an urban artist, though. So she did a twist on this. This is her theme: regeneration, reforestation, rebirth, regrowth. Taking something that's been damaged and making it whole again. And one of the things that I love about this image, as I watched it come around, I want everybody, before you leave this parking lot, to go down to that last panel and take a look at what happens. And one of the things that struck me was the way she shaped the hands. She could have been putting that plant into a pot, but look at how those hands cup what she comes up with. How those hands cradle the plant that she has recovered from a disaster down here. So she's a strong artist with some strong ideas, and there's a little story you guys don't know about. We may tell this in the exhibition at the very end of this, because there was a design she came up with that was incredibly strong, but tested the boundaries of what public art can be. Because it had a message that a lot of people might like or not like, and for business owners, we're using private walls. That's part of the mix in determining what art can go on the walls. So we may still see that image, actually. We're encouraging her to bring that image as a museum piece to put in the exhibition in 2021 when the track championships are here. So you'll get to see what her other design was in 4 years. All right, where's our next stop? All right.
Excuse me.
Yeah, I can grab this part.
Not as pushy as I am. the normal weekend.
Right.
I'm doing a demo. So like,
She did.
yeah, I didn't see it when I walked.
Carrie,
like, remember from a meeting. I showed, so you
Thanks
were able
for
to
doing
look
that.
at the.
I'm Leora. I'm Kaya. Thanks for listening. It is like people. Yeah, like close up. Like how they are. It's in a year. Yeah. It looks like the. It looks like yeah. It's exactly like Olympus film.
Walkers. We're going to go ahead and get started with our presentation. Thank you all for being here. It's so fun being here at this Paul Schatz Furniture. Isn't it great? This is the first time they've been in Art Walk Stop, and I love when we find new locations, so thank you for hosting us.
Our pleasure. Yeah.
My name is Leora Sponko. I'm the Executive Director of Lane Arts Council, here to welcome you to November's First Friday Art Walk. It's good to see some regulars, some new faces. So glad the weather cleared up so we can enjoy our evening as much as we can. Lane Arts Council runs the First Friday Art Walk. We work to cultivate strong and creative arts communities throughout Lane County. We're basically the hub for the arts. We do arts education in schools. We run the First Friday Art Walk, and we also support local artists, and we do that throughout Lane County. So we love working with artists and the cities and all of you to increase support for the arts. This morning I was at a breakfast that the Arts and Business Alliance hosted, and there was this wonderful speaker from DC working for Americans for the Arts, and he just said something I've always resonated with, and about how, you know, the arts, it starts with the individual, right? And our individual connection to the arts and the artist's individual connection to themselves and their work. And so I'm so grateful for having so many artists in this community that are so willing to share themselves, share their vulnerability, so we get to appreciate their art. So I really invite you tonight to enjoy and appreciate all of the artwork that you see, and think about it and ask questions, ask the artist questions, and spend time with it. This is your opportunity to really allow the arts to impact you on a deep level, and we really hope that you enjoy that. And there's so many other impacts of the arts on a community level, economic level, and it just trickles out. And I mean, I really feel like the art transforms our lives. So please, please, please enjoy yourselves tonight. And you know, you're going to have so many opportunities to do that. There's, if you don't have an art walk guide, Mariana has one. She can give one to you. We have tons of different galleries and businesses that are part of First Friday Art Walk, and we're going to be going to 5 different stops, where you'll have a wonderful host touring you to the various galleries where you get to hear directly from the artists. So you're going to have so many different opportunities to enjoy many different types of art forms. And the Art Walk is possible because we have so many fantastic sponsors that help us financially support the Art Walk. So Cornucopia is our sponsor for November, and so please help me thank Cornucopia for sponsoring this month's Art Walk. And they extended their happy hour tonight. So their happy hour is going on till 9 p.m. at their Pearl Street location, so feel free to take advantage of that. Also want to thank our media sponsor, Eugene Magazine, for being such a great media sponsor throughout the year. So please help me thank Eugene Magazine. So Julie Winsell, she's the new editor of the Eugene Magazine, and she just wanted to say a few words about their upcoming issue. So come on, Julie, and please share what you guys are up to.
Well, I'm very excited to be here. I'm here with Aviva. She's our Director of Operations. I just wanted to introduce myself to you as part of the art community. One of my goals in the editorial position is to kind of build those community bonds between us and Eugene and Lane County as a whole. And so if you have something to say to us, please hit me up. My email address is editor@eugenemagazine.com, and so I welcome suggestions and any ideas that you have for us to build that connection with our community. We're really excited about our next issue. It's themed around hazelnuts. Turns out we grow about 99% of the U.S.'s hazelnuts here in Willamette County, and Doris Ranch is a big part of that, and so we're real excited to feature them and feature some drink recipes from local restaurants, as well as some yummy food recipes that I'm real excited about, and some local bakeries. So thank you all for being here, and thanks for welcoming us.
Thanks, Julie. I love that the Eugene magazine we were talking earlier, they always focus on the kind of the hidden gems throughout Linn County, so it's great that they kind of uncover that for us. So now it's my pleasure to introduce the Art Walk host. As I mentioned, every month we have a different host that guides us through the venue, so you can follow the tour completely tonight. You can hop on or off the tour, go to a couple stops and go get dinner. You know, the Art Walk is the whole evening, this whole ecosystem of events. Now on your guide, it mentions Anya Khan as the Art Walk host. Unfortunately, she is ill tonight, so we'll get her back another month. So the show must go on. So we have our Art Walk coordinator, Jessica Watson, is jumping in and going to be the host. She's typically the one behind the scenes. She organizes the Art Walk every single month. She organizes all our summer events, and she does a fantastic job of coordinating the galleries, coordinating the marketing, and really promoting the Art Walk throughout our community. She's an artist herself. She's also a gardener, and she does so much other work in the community. And she's been to how many Art Walks?
Whatever 10 times 12 is, 120.
She's been to hundreds of Art Walks. she's been to the most Art Walks probably than anyone else, and so I know she's going to be a fantastic tour host. It's her first time doing it on her own, and she will nail it, and she'll be awesome. And so please help me welcome Jessica Watson.
Do the intro tonight, but then that led to me having to host. So, thank you for joining me tonight. How many people, is this your first time on a First Friday Art Walk? Love it, love it. Well, you're welcome to follow me along with me, as Leora mentioned, or you're also welcome to venture out on your own to any of the Art Walk venues that are open tonight. So we're going to get started here. We're at Paul Schatz Furniture. It's the first time we have been here for the Art Walk, and I would like to briefly introduce Debbie Heath, who's the manager here.
Here you go. Well, hello. This is very exciting for us. We wanted to do this for a while, and so it's finally happening, and so welcome. We're very excited. Some of you may not have been in here before. We've been here, this is going on our 4th year. But we are from Paul Schatz, Portland, and we're a family-owned, 4th-generation Oregon business, 98 years. So, yeah. So we basically have 3 galleries here. We specialize in just well-made, beautiful pieces of furniture. We do Stickley Arts and Crafts. Yeah, we have a lot of Stickley fans in this area. And then we have our stressless Acronis chairs. They're just a lovely line. And then down here we have a design center, and we can do everything from really fun throw pillows to entire houses. And we offer complimentary design services. And thank you for coming. We're just really excited.
Thank you. Now, what I love about this Art Walk stop is you can see how lovely art can be integrated into your own home designs, right? Right? And I'm sure if you want to buy any pieces here or along the whole Art Walk, someone would gladly help you with that. So I'd like to welcome Craig Erickson, who is our featured artist here tonight. Help me welcome him. So Craig, can you tell us which pieces are yours here in the store?
Mine will be fairly easy to pick out.
Really close.
I think you'll see my style. I use realism. The idea is to capture a mood or an emotion in a setting, and it's kind of immersive because there's quite a difference from this style of painting and actually taking a photograph. The advantage is you can manipulate the image to your liking, but catching the tones of the light is the really critical part of it. And in order to do that, it's built up with many layers of glaze. And it's an old technique, but it takes sometimes 20 or 30 layers of glaze to produce a sky, for instance. Wow. And so it's time-consuming and a little frustrating at times, but it's rewarding. So you'll find my pieces kind of scattered around. There's a large canvas back there, and there's a number of vineyard paintings. A lot of the vineyard owners around this area are just very gracious and allow artists easy access to their property, which I really appreciate.
Does that mean you ever do plein air painting, or do you sketch and then go back to the studio to create your pieces?
Typically I take photos, but then I also sketch, and I'll usually take pastels and use that to get some tones, because photos are great, but they don't quite get all the way there. At least I'm not good enough with a camera to get all the way there. Yes, ma'am.
Could you talk about the glaze technique a little bit? Do you start with a black and white acrylic image and then add pigment in your glazes, or how does that process work?
It depends on whether I'm attempting to buffer a dark, or to bring out, like for instance in the sky, I'll start with white. Typically I'll start with the sky, and I'll start with just white finely gessoed canvas. I sand it down to eggshell consistency, and then I'll lay some base layers, which are usually a little deeper than the final layer, and then I'll build up the light from there and fine-tune the tones. Then in a dark area, I'll start with a dark blocked-in painting with some fine black and white tones. Sometimes I use burnt sienna in there to make it a little warmer if it's going to be closer to the surface of the top layer of glaze. And then I build from there the colors.
Yeah, it's really remarkable.
Oh, thank you.
Very remarkable for acrylic.
Yeah. I would do oil, but the results are the same, and this is so time consuming. If I were doing it in oils, I'd have to have the space to have many paintings going at the same time.
So you said you glaze, and typically glazing is done with oil, but you found something you can glaze with acrylics?
Yeah, acrylic medium. There's acrylic glazing medium, and it's tricky to work with. For any of you that are painters, you probably know this because it has a tendency to just kind of stick. So to get it to flow, there's flowing agents you can add to it. And the nice part about it is you can go back and rework it after a couple of hours. And it still takes a couple of days to completely dry, but as far as building up layers, you can go back after a couple hours.
Wow, nice. Thank you.
I have a new question.
So I read your press release, and it sounds like you got your gallery start at La Follette back in 2009.
Yes.
Can you talk a little bit more about how that happened and how your career has progressed since then?
Yes, well, I don't know how many of you remember La Follette, Cindy Durfelt.
Yes.
Cindy was very kind to me, and when I first started trying to do something more serious with art, I just went in there and took a couple of pieces, and I asked if she would be interested in showing them. And she was very kind and said yes, and had my first solo show there. And I'm really sorry that she's not here. Her gallery isn't here anymore, but it's a fun place, a lot of good memories.
Any other shows?
I typically, I'm a permanent resident artist up at Caswell Gallery in Troutdale, and occasionally at Elsinore in Salem. And this is the first time I've shown any art in Eugene in a number of years. It's just sort of worked out that way.
Great. Wine is definitely a good subject matter in Eugene. We love our wine. Do we have any other questions for Craig?
Where's Leonodi Vineyard? Or
The question is, where's Leonodi Vineyard?
Leonetti? Oh, thank you. It's in Walla Walla, actually.
Oh, okay.
And that's kind of a fun...
I work up in Prosser.
Oh, okay.
Nearby there.
Okay. Well, they're a funny place. I just, when you're an artist and you're trying to sell work, it doesn't hurt to have a prestigious name attached. And so they're very well known in the Washington area. And just as a throwaway email, I just sent a request to work in their vineyards for a while. And they're kind of clannish, and they're very closed and private. And I figured I'll never hear back. And they were gracious enough to let me have access to their property and have the run of the place. And
so are most of the vineyards in here, are they up in Washington, or are they all spread around?
Actually, no. This one here is at Benton Lane, just up the road near Monroe.
And around the corner, I think on the far corner, there's one at King Estate.
Oh, okay.
So.
Great, so we're going to give folks a few minutes to look around. We have about 4 minutes before we need to depart to our next location. So you can see Craig's work on this wall right here and on this standalone wall on pretty much all sides, and then some of the walls back there. And then these two little vineyard grape pieces right here. And you're welcome to come up to Craig and ask him some questions personally if you'd like as well. We'll make an announcement before we leave, and you need to drink your wine before we leave.
You'll walk the streets, huh?
That wasn't too bad.
Thank you.
Thanks for